Good day everyone, this is Cameron from The Bold Trades. Hope everybody's having a fabulous day today. So we're going to talk about Virgin Galactic Holdings, ticker symbol SPCE. Now we're not going to do any technical analysis, we're not going to really do any fundamental analysis. We're going to be talking about news. Yes, news analysis. As everybody knows, or if you don't know already, Virgin Galactic is a pre-revenue company, which means they have little to no revenues as they're looking forward to taking potential tourists into space. So let's get into the meat and potatoes of this video and why this stock responds to news and not other factors at this present time. So let's start off in January, the beginning of the year, January 8th. So let's go over to their Twitter feed. So most companies like to use Twitter as a way to get the news out these days, which is perfectly fine and perfectly legal in the eyes of the SEC, as long as you don't abuse that situation. So as you can see, things really started heating up in the new year for Virgin Galactic as they started releasing a lot of news. So one of the first pieces of information that really had any impact on the stock was this. Following our test flight on December 12, 2020, we have completed the post-flight inspection and root cause analysis of what caused the onboard computer to halt ignition of the rocket motor. Corrective actions have been defined and work is already underway. So if you've been in the stock for quite a little while, as you know, there was a scheduled flight that was supposed to take place in December, and during the initial phase of the rocket launch, the rocket actually failed to ignite. So of course, you know, they have very good safety protocols, and basically the rocket ship just gently glided back into Spaceport America as it was designed to do. So then we got some more news basically on Twitter, of course, that Eve is immortalized through this beautiful carrier aircraft VMS Eve, which launched in 2008. As Richard said, there's no way you can have a mothership and not name it after your mother. And there's a picture of Richard Branson's beautiful mom. Now, not directly but indirectly, their company Virgin Orbit, which actually was it's not owned by Virgin Galactic, but it was formerly a division of Virgin Galactic, and they branched off separately. They held a rocket launch, which actually is transported via a Boeing 747 specially modified. So what they do is they carry this rocket under one of the wings up to a certain altitude, and then they launch it into space. So there was a lot of excitement whether this was going to be a success or not, and you know, everybody was hoping and praying that it would be. So they did do that launch, and it was successful, as they said on January the 17th. Payload successfully deployed into our target orbit. We are so proud to say that Launcher 1 has now completed its first mission to space, carrying 9 CubeSat missions into low Earth orbit for our friends at NASA. And as you can see, Virgin Galactic sent them a congratulatory message. Congratulations to our friends who completed their first mission to space today, with Launcher 1 carrying 9 CubeSat missions into low Earth orbit. So let's go back to the stock price and see how that affected things. So as you can see, January, with the news flow and then the successful launch of the Launcher 1, as you can see, the stock just started trending up and up and up. So the news flow was really strong. And then we hit about $37.79 around the 26th. So let's continue with the news feed. So the next great big news, which was actually an indication of whether or not there will be a flight soon, was the test flights of the mothership. So our mothership VMS Eve, January 21st, will be conducting flight from Spaceport America, New Mexico today, and another tomorrow. So today's pilots will be CJ Sturko, Dave McKay. They will be using VMS Eve to simulate Spaceship 2 Unity's glide and approach to land phase. So there was that successful, there was that successful test flight. Then January 22nd, our mothership VMS Eve is being prepared for another routine flight. Today's flights will be Kelly Latimer and Mike Masucci. Our pilots will be completing some routine proficiency checks and practicing in-flight maneuvers. So there was a video there of the takeoff of the mothership VMS Eve, very beautiful. And there we are, has landed safely back at Spaceport America, New Mexico. And there's Sir Richard Branson's dear mom again. All right, so let's go back to the stock price. So as you can see, with all this positive information, we started spiking higher. So let's go back to the news feed again. So then we got the big news, February 1st, Virgin Galactic. Preparation is underway for a rocket-powered test flight of Spaceship Two Unity from Spaceport America, New Mexico. The flight window will open on February the 13th with opportunities to fly through the month, pending weather conditions and technical readiness. And then if we go to the news here, Virgin Galactic test flight program update. So here is another official news from Virgin Galactic. Las Cruces, New Mexico. Virgin Galactic Holdings, a vertically integrated aerospace and space travel company, today announced the date of its new flight window for a rocket-powered test flight of its Spaceship Two Unity. The flight window will open on February the 13th with opportunities to fly throughout February, pending good weather conditions, technical readiness. The test flight will be crewed by 2 pilots and will carry research payloads as part of the NASA Flight Opportunities program. So let's go back to the Twitter feed. As you can see, February 1st announcement. So everybody was excited. They were doing all their checks, making sure everything was coming along really nicely, just putting out a whole bunch of news. And you can see what happens is when they announce something like an upcoming flight, the Twitter feed and the news feed really goes into high gear. I mean, they just start putting stuff out like crazy, as you can see, because everybody's anticipating that upcoming flight window. So like here's one here. The team has completed pre-flight checks on Spaceship Two Unity's feather ahead of our upcoming flight. The feather gives the vehicle the unique capability to change its shape during flight to ensure a safe, aerodynamically controlled re-entry into the Earth's atmosphere. So every little bit of news is actually adding to the story and adding to the stock price. February the 8th. Here's another update a few days later. The team has installed the hybrid rocket motor into Spaceship Two Unity as part of the pre-flight preparations for our flight test window opening this week, thanks to senior propulsion engineer New Mexico native Rich C. DeBaca for the video walkthrough. Non-stop barrage of good news. All good positive stuff, as you can see. And then on February the 9th, they announced the Virgin Galactic Space Advisory Board. February 11th, we got some more news. Spaceship Two Unity is made it to our mothership VMS Eve as preparations continue for the opening of the flight test window this week. Thanks to Space Wrench, the Tremaine Coleman, for explaining the process. Look at all this news, just absolute positive news. Here's one here. The team has loaded 3 payloads from the NASA Flight Opportunities program into Spaceship Two Unity's cabin ahead of our test flight window opening this week. So let's just click back to the stock. And as you can see, with everything going into high gear in February, the stock was just responding, as you can see, in anticipation, February the 12th. So let's go back to February the 12th in the timeline and see what happened. So February 11th, everything is looking good and positive. The NASA-supported technologies will be put to the test on this upcoming Spaceship Two flight, providing researchers valuable data about the experiment's performance in microgravity. Okay, so here we go. Flight test update, February 12th. We have been progressing through our pre-flight preparation, and during that process, we have decided to allow more time for technical checks. We are working to identify the next flight opportunity. Oh my goodness, see? I mean, February the 12th was pretty much, for this period anyway, the nail in the coffin for Virgin Galactic stock. And as you can see, from that date, it was just slowly downward drifting. People just didn't like what was going on, and they just sold off the stock. And if you look at the feed here, we got that February the 12th about the cancellation of the flight for technical checks. So they went silent. There's no doubt about it. They really did go silent on the program, apart from a few little tweets here and there. But as you can see, no real information here. Of course, Doug Ahrens appointed as CFO. Some other appointments. More appointments, nothing yet as far as what is happening with the program, no updates. So here was some other information that they gave out on February the 25th. Rollout of second spaceship scheduled to take place on March 30th. Next rocket-powered spaceflight targeted to occur in May. Announced exact timing of revenue. So let's go to the February 25th and see what we got as far as the announcement goes. Okay, so here we go, February 25th. So, yeah, still, there was a little bounce here, but nothing major. Still, the sell-off continued. So let's go back and see. And then we had the Spaceship 3. So let's go back to March 29th and see what happened there. On March 30th as well. We've got a little bit of a bounce here, but then just continuing its downward trend here. And then we got some news of a test, so things were getting close. VMS Eve returns to the skies above Spaceport, New Mexico. This flight tested an upgrade that will further improve performance of our mothership during its smooth climb to release altitude pilots were Nicola Pacil and Mark Stuckey. Also on board was the flight test engineer Jake Varhos. Alright, so let's go back. Here's May 4th. Virgin Galactic, today's view from our mothership as preparations for Spaceship Unity's next test flight continue. Eve is uniquely designed to carry a spaceship approximately 50,000 feet, while pilots release it and ignite the rocket motor for the final 60-second flight. So May actually was a good turning point as well for the stock. So let's go back and look at that real quick. So there we are, still continuing to sell off until we hit May, and it was at this pivotal point right here where things actually began to change. But a lot of this downward movement and sell-off was also sparked by another event. So Cathie Wood's Space Exploration ETF sells almost all of its Virgin Galactic stake. Now this was very, very unusual. Very unusual. ARK Invest Space Exploration ETF sold nearly all of its remaining stake in space tourism company Virgin Galactic. The stock has lost half its value since ArcX began trading in late March. ARK Invest also sold shares of Virgin Galactic from ArcQ, Autonomous Technology and Robotics, in recent weeks, cut its position from over 2 million shares in late April. So nobody knew why Cathie Wood was selling her stake, and she really hasn't said anything of why she did decide to sell her stake. But obviously she had her reasons, but it actually turned out to be a very, very bad decision on her part. But you know, we will not know why she did that, because she definitely lost a lot of money by selling it, especially since she had just actually bought a bunch in the ArcX Space Exploration Fund not too long ago. But hey, there you go. It just goes to show you they don't have any news and they don't have any inside knowledge, because if they knew what we all know now, I'm sure she would never have sold her shares for a loss. Alright, so let's go back to Virgin Galactic. So then we got some great news. Virgin Galactic confirms upcoming test flight of VSS Unity in May. So, Virgin Galactic, a vertically integrated aerospace travel company, today confirmed that the next rocket-powered flight, Spaceship Unity, will be conducted on May 22nd pending weather and technical checks. This follows the completion of maintenance review of VMS Eve, the mothership jet aircraft designed to carry Spaceship 2 to an altitude of approximately 50,000 feet. So this was actually permission to ignite those rockets and lift off the stock, because when that information was actually announced in May, and then the test flight was confirmed May 22nd, we just started taking off. But the stock was still a little tentative, as many people were not sure if that would actually be a successful flight. So what happened on May 22nd? Now once again, as they get closer to the launch date, the news just starts flowing, and it flows like crazy. You just get all this positive news, and every little bit of positive news, it just drives the stock higher and higher and higher. So these are all the live updates, but let's just go into it, because everybody was so nervous about it. I mean, including me, of course, although I've been in the stock a long time. I was confident that they would pull it off, but you never know. But here it was. Successful launch. Branson was there, the CEO, Michael Colglazer. Everybody was just so happy, so overjoyed with the success of the launch. And it was actually described by the CEO as a flawless, absolutely flawless, perfect, beautiful looking rocket launch. Amazing. So did we burn some shorts? Yeah, we certainly did. All the way up into space, that's for sure. And we're never coming down. So let's take a look at the stock and see how we responded. With it actually being on a Saturday, we wouldn't know until Monday what would happen with the stock. As you can see, all the positive news since then has just propelled the stock higher and higher and higher. So now we're at a holding pattern, because now we haven't heard anything from the company as far as the 2 weeks, and now it's been like 3 weeks that they were allowing for their technical checks of the mission so they could review all the data. And also we did have some interesting news which actually did help the stock increase a little bit, and that was Sir Richard Branson's rumoured, now this is just a rumour, it was never confirmed nor denied from the company, but was reported by Parabolic Arc, a news and space exploration channel, that there was going to be a flight with Sir Richard Branson on July the 4th, because Virgin Orbit had a big auction which actually raised $28 million as somebody bid that amount to fly on July 20th on their New Shepard rocket ship with Jeff Bezos and his brother. So that actually propelled the stock higher as well on that news, and also the speculation that Sir Richard Branson would beat Jeff Bezos and fly July 4th, which has not been confirmed or denied. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, as you can see, this is a news-driven stock primarily. Of course, there is going to be some technical analysis, and there's going to be, lines of support and resistance, but we can get into that, another date. But this was primarily just to show everybody that, hey, this stock rises on great news and it does go down on bad news. But it definitely looks like we're on a very good positive upward trend now. Of course, we haven't reached the $62.80 here that we reached at an all-time high way back in February. Hey, we're definitely on a positive trend. There's speculation. We haven't heard anything from the company. So now we're just kind of drifting sideways, waiting for the confirmation of the data, and then the next flight is going to be. So stay tuned. This is very exciting. I would not bet against Virgin Galactic, not in a million years. So hey, people are being warned out there, that's for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. And once again, I just want to preface this by saying I'm not a financial advisor, nor is this a recommendation to buy or sell anything. I just do this for fun. So anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video and my channel. I appreciate that very much. Welcome to space. Have a great day.